Hello students, today we are learning congruency of triangle. In this chapter we cover congruency, what about the means of congruency, congruency of line segments, congruency of angles, congruency of triangles and the various criteria which are used for the congruency of triangles. Now, so let's start. Now the idea of congruency is that if two geometrical figures exactly have the same shape and same size, then the figures are known as congruent to each other. This criteria lies in each and every type of geometrical figures. Now the symbol of congruency is this. This is our symbol of congruency. In this symbol, the upper part, this means the same shape. This resembles similarity. Similarity means if we have the same shape, just like if we have the same triangles, equilateral triangles, these are similar to each other. So, this symbol represents similarity means same shape and the symbol of equality means same size. So, if the combination of these two symbols, this is symbol of congruency or congruent symbols. Now, congruent line segments and congruent angles. In congruent line segments, if we find that how two line segments are congruent, then line segments have the same length, because line segments have one dimension. Line segments have same length than the same parts, then the line segments are known as congruent line segments. And two angles, if two angles have same measure, then the two angles are said to be congruent to each other. For example, in this diagram, we represent the congruent line segments. The line segment EF seems to be equal to line segments HG. So these two line segments are congruent to each other, and AP is equal to CD. Length of AP is equal to length of CD. So line segment AB is congruent to line segment CD. This is the example of equal angles versus congruent angles. Sometimes we have a confusion about the equality and congruency. So, in case of angles, the both are same, the equal angles versus congruent angles. If we write like this measure of angle A equal to measure of angle B is equal to, this represents that angle A is equal to angle B. And if we write like this, then angle A congruent to angle B is congruent to. If two angles are congruent, in case of angles, the property lies like that. If two angles are congruent, then their angle measures are equal. Or if the angles measures are equal, then the two angles are congruent. So this phenomenon is a vice versa type. Now, proving triangles congruent. The main topic of our chapter is proving triangles congruent. How we can prove that two triangles are congruent? What we need to know before proving the triangles congruent, we come to the parts of the triangle. We know that each and every triangle has 6 parts, which includes 3 lines, 3 sides of the triangle and 3 angles of the triangle. So if we have to prove two triangles congruent, it means each and every part of the one triangle is equal to the each and every part of the another triangle. So, how much do you need to know to prove two triangles congruent? About two triangles to prove that they are congruent. Corresponding parts. Corresponding parts means one part of the triangle corresponds to the another part of the triangle. Say, in this diagram we have two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle DEF. So, in these two triangles, AB, side AB is correspond to side DE. Here we use the symbol of congruency. It means the side AB is equal to side DE. Side BC is equal to side EF, side AC is equal to side DF, angle A is equal to angle D, angle B is equal to angle E, and angle C is equal to angle L. Here 6 parts of triangle ABC corresponds to the 6 another parts of the triangle DEF. So we need to know that the total 6 parts of one triangle are equal to the total 6 parts of the another triangle. But it is very large task. So we need to know all 6. Then the answer is no. We need not to know each and every part. It means all the 6 parts. But rather than all the 6 parts, we can prove our triangles congruent by the use of only 3 parts. With the combination of 3 parts like this, SSS, SAS, ASA and AAS. It means if we know all 3 sides, then we can able to prove the triangles congruent. If we know 2 sides and 1 angle, then we are able. If we know 2 angles and 1 sides, then we can prove the 2 triangles congruent. If we know 2 angles and 1 side. So, but these are the criteria of congruency, and these have their some specific properties. So, how we can use these? So, first criteria is side, side, side. It means S, S, S. Here S represents the side of the triangle. Now we take 2 triangles, triangle ABC and triangle DEF. Symbolically it is represented here that AB is equal to DE, BC is equal to EF and AB is equal to DF. It means in 2 triangles, if 3 sides are equal to 3 sides of another triangle, it means that AB is equal to DE. Corresponding sides of 2 triangles are equal to each other like this, then we can say that these 2 triangles are congruent. This criteria is known as SSS or side, side, side. Now another criteria is side, angle, side, which is SAS, side, angle, side. Here the angle is written in the middle of the 2 sides. So let us see the diagram. In this diagram, triangle ABC and triangle DEF are represented, and side AB is equal to DE, side AC is equal to DF, and the angle between 2 equal sides. This is the point which we have to remember always, that the angle which we have to show equal must be in the between of 2 equal sides. So angle A is equal to angle D. If we have this type of combination, that we know 2 equal sides of 2 triangles, corresponding 2 sides are equal, and the angle which lies between 2 equal sides is also equal, then we can say these 2 triangles are congruent to each other. Here angle A is equal to angle B, which is included angle. Included angle means angle which is between the 2 equal sides. Now we can see again the included angle. The angle between 2 sides. Here we have 3 diagrams in which triangle IGH is represented 3 different types. If we take IG side with GH side, then angle G is included angle. If we take IG and IH, these 2 sides, then angle I is known as included angle. If we take IH and GH side, then angle H is known as included angle. Now name the included angle like that. In this triangle YES, if we take YE and ES, here we represent side with 2 alphabets, and the alphabet which is common between 2 sides is the included angle. We can learn this like that also. ES and YS. If we take two sides, ES and YS of this triangle, then angle S is included angle, and so on. Now, the next congruency criteria is angle side angle. Here, two angles are given and the included side is given. Side is written in the middle of the two angles. So, just like SAS, we have this criteria ASA, in which if you know two angles are equal, that two corresponding angles of two triangles are equal, and the side which is included in the two equal angles is also equal, then we can say the triangles are equal, congruent to each other. So in triangle ABC and triangle DEF, angle A is equal to angle D, side AP is equal to side DE, angle P is equal to angle E. So these triangles are said to be congruent, triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF, by using the criteria angle side angle. Here the side D, AP and DE, these sides are included side. Now, we can see again the concept of included side, like that in triangle IGH. If we take angle I and angle G, then this side GI is included side. If we take angle I and angle S, then this side SI is included side. If we take GH, angle G and angle H, then GH is included side. Now we can again learn this concept in other way, like that. How we can name the included angles? Included side. Angle Y. If we take angle Y and angle E, then the side is YE. If we take angle E and angle S, then the side is ES. If we take angle S and angle Y, then the side is SY. Now another criteria is angle side. Here we can see that the side is not included, just like previous congruency criteria, but still the triangles are congruent to each other. We take two triangles, triangle A, B and C, and triangle D, E and triangle F. In this triangle, angle A corresponds to angle B, angle B corresponds to angle A. These two angles are equal, and side BC is equal to side EF. But still using the criteria angle side, these triangles are congruent. So we can say, if we consider the angle sum property, how it is possible. So we can take angle sum property, and we know that angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degree. Okay? In triangle DEF, angle D plus angle E plus angle F is also equal to 180 degree. In these two equations, equation number 1 and equation number 2, right side of the equations are equal, so left side of the equation is also equal. So we can say that angle A plus angle B plus angle C is always equal to angle D plus angle E plus angle F. Now from the given part, we know that angle A is equal to angle D. So we eliminate angle A and angle D from both sides. Angle B is equal to angle E. So we eliminate angle B and angle E from both sides. And we get the result that angle C is equal to angle F. It means in any triangle, if we have two equal angles, then the third angle is also automatically equal to each other. So in these two triangles, angle C is equal to angle F. So angle B is equal to angle E, angle C is equal to angle F, then BC is equal to EF, which becomes included side. So that instead of proving these all, we can take this A and AS as a congruency criteria, and we consider that if any two triangles, if we have only two angles equal to each other and one side equal to each other, then we can say that the triangles are congruent to each other using the criteria angle, angle, side. Now the question arises, just like this criteria angle, angle, side, is there any criteria side, side, angle is also exist? Yes or no? Let us see. No. Here we be careful that SSA postulate or criteria is not exist in any triangles. Just like a triangle A, B and C and triangle D, E, F, if we know AB side is equal to DE side, BC side is equal to EF side, and the angle A is equal to angle D. Here two sides are equal and one angle is equal. But the angle which is equal is not included angle. So these two triangles may not be congruent. These two triangles cannot be congruent. To prove these two triangles congruent, we must know that angle B is equal to angle E. If we know angle B is equal to angle E, then by using SAS, side, angle, side, we can prove these two triangles congruent. Otherwise, we cannot prove these two triangles congruent. Similarly, just like side, 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 we learned first congruency criteria, side, side, side. There does not exist any criteria named as angle, angle, angle. If in any two triangles, all three angles are equal to one another, then we cannot say that the triangles are congruent, because we'll take a very simple example of equilateral triangle. In all equilateral triangle, angles are of measure 60 degree. We all know that in all equilateral triangles, angles are of measure 60 degree, but we can take side of any measurement in any equilateral triangle. In this triangle, PQR, all angles are of equal to 60 degree. In this triangle, XYZ, angles are also again, here all angles are of measure of 60 degree. But here, let us say the side is 2 centimeter and here let us say the side is 7 centimeter. So here is difference between the two triangles. All angles are equal, but the triangles are not congruent to each other. They have same shape, but their size is not equal. So their AAA postulate does not exist in the congruency. Now the congruency postulates which we learned are, let us summarize it again. We learned SSS congruency criteria, in which we learn that all three sides of the triangles are equal. ASA congruency criteria, in which we learn that two angles are equal and the included side must be equal. SAS correspondence, in which we learn that two sides are equal and the included angle must be equal. Angle, angle, side correspondence, in which we learn that any two angles are equal and one side is equal. But we also learned that SSA correspondence and AAA correspondence does not exist. We must remember these things. Many times we make mistake in these also. So be careful about these. Now, let us find some example that name that postulate in these two triangles as symbolically represented this side is equal to this side, the another side is equal to, one angle is equal, two sides are equal and included angle is equal to, then criteria is known as SAS, side angle side. Here in these two diagrams, two angles are equal and one side is equal, included side is equal. So the criteria is angle, side, angle. Now in this diagram, this side is equal, all three sides are equal to one another, so the criteria is S, side, side, side. Now here in these two triangles, this side is equal to this side, but the angle which is shown equal is not the included angle. To prove congruent, we must take these angles. So the angle is not included angle. So SSA is not any criteria. Now again, we take the postulates. If we given that three angles of two sides, three angles of two triangles are equal, then AAA is not any criteria, congruency criteria. If two angles and included side is given, then angle side angle is a criteria to prove the triangle is congruent. If two sides and included angle is given, then side angle side is a criteria. And like in these two triangles, if given that two sides are equal but the angle which is given equal is not included angle, then SSA is not any criteria. Again, similarly we can take these diagrams as a postulates. In this diagram, reflexive property means this triangle is reflexive to another triangle. Here one side is common, so the common side is in both triangles, so equal. Then we can take this side as equal. These two sides are equal and these angles are equal, so criteria is SAS. In this diagram, we take these angles as vertically opposite angle. So we all know that vertically opposite angles are equal. If any two line segment or two lines intersect each other, then the pair of opposite angle is known as vertically opposite angle. And angle 3 is equal to angle 4, angle 1 is equal to angle 2. So here two sides are equal and included angle is also equal, so criteria is SAS. Similarly, vertically opposite angles are here, criteria used is SAS. And reflexive property, here one side is common, this is known as reflexive property, but the angle which is taken is not included angle, so SSA is not any criteria. Now, this is your homework. Check out what is the postulate used, either used or not used. Can we prove these two triangles congruent with the given parts of equal? So the given equal corresponding parts symbolically represented the equal parts, and if yes, if we can prove or we cannot prove. This is again this diagram for your homework. Let's practice. Now we learned that by getting the parts, equal parts, we can say two triangles are congruent or not congruent. Now, if we know criteria and we have some parts, then by the help of criteria can we also find which parts we have to, which parts we get so that we can prove the triangle congruent. For example, in first case, for ASA, if it is given that angle B is equal to angle D, ASA means angle side angle. Here in two diagrams, angle C is equal to angle E, BC side is equal to DE. So, for ASA, we get one angle, we get one side. Now we must know another angle. Here side must be included. So this side is used, so angle B is equal to angle D. For SAS, from this diagram, for SAS, here SAS means side, angle, side. We must know two equal sides and included angle. Here one side BC is equal to DE, angle E is equal to angle C is equal to angle E. Now this angle must be included between two sides, so another pair of side is AC side equal to FC. In this way, if we know the criteria and we know that two triangles are equal and we have some equal parts and some missing part, then we can find the missing equal parts also. This is your homework. Indicate the additional information needed to enable us to apply these specific postulates. For example, we want to apply ASA and we have triangle MNK and triangle VTU. So for ASA, we must know two angles equal and one side equal. The side must be included. So here the side is given this. At the end of this side, one angle K is equal to angle T. So the another angle must be angle N is equal to angle V. So if angle N is equal to angle V, or we can say congruent to angle V, then triangle NKM congruent to triangle. Now, while writing the name of the two triangles, we must know that, we must focus on that. If we write angle N here, so angle N is equal to angle V. So we start writing of another triangle's name from V, K equal to T, T, M equal to U, VT, U. So this is triangle NKM congruent to triangle VTU. Thank you very much.